Do you ever think to yourself, I'm making entirely too much money to be this broke? So, if you do, stay tuned so we can climb out of this debt hole together. So let me start by introducing my budget. I use a budget called the Ultimate Monthly Budget by Budgetly. I actually found it on Etsy. It wasn't very expensive. It currently is listed as $13.36, and I don't get any profit by telling you about it. I'm just telling you what I use and why I use it. I think it has a lot of cool features that they include on their advertisement. But for me personally, it's really easy because I go in. It is a Google Doc, so once you download it, you can save it onto your Google Drive and work from there. That means you can work anywhere on it. So all those things make it work really well for me. So the first thing I do is I pull up the monthly budget sheet. I have established a clean slate at the beginning of every new month, and all I have to do is set which month I'm working on. That's one of the things I really like about the Ultimate Monthly Budget by Budgetly, is that I can go in, pick whichever month I'm in. It automatically understands how many days are in that month, like February shorter, etc. And the first thing that you want to do is you want to establish what is your income. Now, I don't put all of my income on here. I put the amount that I'm comfortable sharing and working with here. So we're going to live by this budget because some things I have already paid directly out of my checking account, which are not on here. Because they actually come from a separate shared account. So I don't include that monies in the income side or on the bill summary side. We'll just deal with what I have to deal with for my budgets. But what you will see is that I've listed all bills, including the ones that may come out of another account, here under my budget bill summary. Dang, that's a lot. See, that's why I'm broke. That right there. Okay, well, anyway, this one I keep, obviously. I try to put the dates in because if it's paid out of another account, I just want to know that it's paid in my mind. So I will put a check mark. So I do list it here. So even if it's paid out of another account, I know it's been taken care of. Today's date, we're dealing with the paycheck from last Friday. Today's the 18th, so we're actually dealing with my paycheck from the 15th. So I'm going to put that in here now. So I start, as you see, it has these beautiful colors. I really like this spreadsheet. That's why I recommend it, but I don't get any money from recommending it. I'm just telling you guys what I like. So I'm going to put in how much of the paycheck that I have to deal with from my main income. And I will put in what is expected right there. And then I have part going to one account and part going to two other accounts. This account helps me. I think it helps me because I actually pay my daughter's tuition from one account, and then I deal with my other bills, like my credit cards and stuff, from a separate account. And then I have what I like to call me money, the $100 that goes into the stash account, right? So that's how the paycheck gets divided up. And then I should see what I have as my total income there. Now this cute little line here from hubby is because my husband will sometimes give me money. And when he does, I still add it into my budget summary. So I'm very clear on, like, if I go over and suddenly I'm not over because he gave me cash, where did that money come from? I like to keep track of it. So I have a little spot right there for hubby money. All right, so as you can see, it gives an automatic tally, which is why I love this spreadsheet, because I don't really have to think once I plug in the correct numbers. Are my, is my math right? This does all the math for you. And that's different from when you work with a handwritten budget where you have to write in everything and do all your calculations with your calculator. Do I have to pull out a calculator sometimes? Yeah, because sometimes I might be putting in a dining out, but I'm putting in multiple dining out receipts at the same time because I'm just being lazy and I don't feel like putting it into the expense tracker, and I just do it all at once. All right, so anyway, after you put in your income, then you put in your bills. Now, what do I know? I know that I'm dealing with everything past the 17th. So I know that this bill was paid with my check from September 1st. I have a tab for every pay period here at the bottom, you can see. So since I know that everything through the 11th or through the 17th was already paid, I can, if I want, just go in and check check, 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 check. This has already been paid. It's already come out of the account because it came before this paycheck. So what am I dealing with? I'm dealing with any bills that are due between the 17th and my next paycheck, which is the 29th, which is great if you think about it, because that means I have a small amount of bills that I'm actually going to be charting here. So what do I expect? I expect that on the 18th, Bank of America is going to want like 220 or 210 or something dumb, but I've rounded up to 250. And the reason why I do that is I always try to pay a little bit more than what they're asking for monthly so that I can take that debt down, but also because I already have, and this is another feature, look down here, I already have a debt snowball plan, and I'm going to save that for another video, but I will show you very quickly that you can add up all of your debts here and you can set up a plan for how much you want to pay, but we're not going to go over that now. That's just a teaser. Come back another day. Okay, so back to the list of bills that I have to pay this month. Capital One, I know that I pay them $166 based on my debt pay down plan. And then Chase, usually that's something that my husband pays. So I'm going to take that out of here. I'm going to put a check mark. I know it's due on the 27th, but I'm going to take it out because it's not something that comes out of my pocket. Okay, it won't come out of this set of bill dollars. And then Islamic Association, I give charity on behalf of our family every month. So what am I left with here? I am now left with the bills that were due the 18th through the 29th and what their total is here. It automatically calculates it's $516. And the beauty of it is it takes this wonderful number here and puts it right here for my Bank of America spending. So I know exactly what's coming out of my Bank of America account. Now, there's a second section, what I like to call your flexible spending. So cash and debit for me, I wrote cash and debit. Some people will only do cash. I do pull out the cash for my groceries, right? I pull out the cash for my dining out, any money just for me, gas money, home expenses, healthcare, personal, etc. But most importantly for me, what comes out via an automatic debit is my daughter's tuition. So there's going to be an $800 withdrawal that comes out for my daughter's tuition. Plus, I had to pocket another 100 because I borrowed 100 last 2 weeks ago. So actually what's going to come out is 900. It's going to come from here out of this Bank of America account to there, and I've already done that move, so I know it's real. So while I have budgeted 800, 900 is actually going to come and go out of this account toward my daughter's tuition. So I need to calculate that number. So when we go back over to my budget summary, you'll see it automatically transferred this tally number of $900 here, right? And it tells me, well, how much, I have left. So what I have to do, what I didn't do, is I didn't put my actual pay numbers here so that it can do the subtraction. There we go. So you can put your expected and then you have to put in your actual so you know what actually came in. And now it has taken my Bank of America spending, which again, I have to put it over here. Sorry. 100. Yeah, you have to enter it twice, but who cares? It's fine. This column is for when the money actually comes out of my checking account. That's why once it does, I can click and click. Now, technically, this hasn't come out. These two, they've already come out. I already saw them come out of my account, so I'm not worried about that. But this one hasn't. But for saying's sake, we're just going to check the box so you can see how this works. It automatically takes this 516 from the bank account, Bank of America, puts it there. And then it takes my actual spending amount here, right? 900. And it tells me I have $534 left. Now, I do my cash envelopes from the remaining amount so that every dollar has a home. I always do my fixed expenses as well as any flexibles that I can debit, right? Any auto debts. And then I do my cash budget so that I know how much I have left to divide among my other spendings. So if I have $534 left, let's just say I would like to budget $150 for groceries for 2 weeks. I'm planning on only eating out at work. I work 3 days a week and I can spend about $10. So let's say 30 bucks would be enough, because if I'm spending like $7 a night, and some nights I don't, some nights I bring my own lunch, so 30 bucks is more than enough, because $5 a day, if I grab like some chips or something, coffee, whatever, that's fine. I really shouldn't be dining out because I can make my own coffee at home and I can bring my own food because I have leftovers, so no issues there. So $30 is safe for me. um some just for me money, I'm gonna say 100 because I work hard. Why can't I keep at least $100 in my paycheck, right? 80 bucks going to gas. Then I think about if I need to buy dishwashing soap or some other cleaning products. We have enough toilet tissue, so I'm not really worried about that. But I always like to set aside at least 30 bucks in case. Healthcare copays, 30 bucks. Although this month I should be getting that health savings account card because we just hit our renewal period September 1st. So I'm expecting that in the mail soon, and I shouldn't have to come out of pocket for healthcare costs. Hopefully not. And then personal care, I'm not getting my nails done in the next 2 weeks. I really work in the OR a lot, so I don't do a whole lot of investment in my nails. Plus, I'm doing all kinds of exams, and I have to keep short nails, so that's a whole nother story. Any additional charity, I know I did explain that I do give some charity monthly, but sometimes like people are having fundraisers and Girl Scout cookies, and my bonus son's football team may need some money, so I like to put aside at least $25 to be able to say, sure, I can contribute to that. We have a dog, he needs dog food, so if it costs me maybe 20 bucks a week, which I doubt, but let's just say I'll put aside 40. And then entertainment, let's say at least 30 bucks. Now, how do I know how much I've gotten to? This says I've now spent 13.15 here. And let's just make sure. One of the beautiful things about this, again, is if I click here and drag down to right above where I already put my daughter's tuition, you'll see a sum line over here. It says I've spent $515. Well, that's kind of cool because I think I have $534 left to spend. So that gives me more room. You know what that gives me more room for? That gives me more room to put aside some sinking funds. So if I've only spent $515 there, I'm going to duplicate these because I'm going to go get the cash out of the bank account because I'm comfortable with these numbers. I don't need to change them. I'm going to get this out all in cash and get my denomination set before I go to the bank, or I'll just pull it out via the ATM. I don't have to have big bills. But this says that I will have spent $515. And what does that leave me remaining in actual? 19 bucks. Look at that. I have found a home for just about every single dollar. And that's what I want. Now, I could push in that $19 into either dining or just for me or home expenses. Where does it make the most sense? Or I could just put it into my sinking fund. So I'm going to put over here, and I'll just scooch over a little bit on this panel so you can see. Over here, I have sinking funds and quote unquote stash savings. So I'm going to take the $19 and put it here under sinking funds. And then I can add that to any of the sinking funds that I have going on. And I just opened a new sinking fund because I have a grandbaby coming. Yay. Okay. I see that it showed there, but I'm going to put it here because it didn't show. T25. Oh, I didn't put it under my actual sinking fund. There we go. $19. So I plan on doing that. And now you see $0. Now, under planned was the $100 because remember, originally I only planned to put aside $800, but I told you I owed myself $100, so in actuality it's $900. So that's why there's a difference between these two. But here under my actual, you will see I've hit $0. That means I have $0 left, other than what I know I keep as a cushion in my checking account. Out of this paycheck on my income, I have allocated every single dollar. So I now have to live by my cash envelopes. And this is where the discipline comes in. Because some people say, what is the point of doing cash envelope saving? For me personally, I know that when I pull this cash out, there's no way I can dip and dive, right? If I have this much set aside, that's all that I can spend, and I can stick with my goals. If my goals are to pay down credit card or to increase the amount of money that I go into my sinking fund, whatever I allot to it, once I move it and then I just live out of the envelopes, then I'm wed to it. That is my goal and what drives me. Now, so once my paycheck is in and I've done all these calculations, I really like the graphics that come up for this paycheck as well. I can see what percentages that I'm spending in each area. And as you can see, based on this particular pay set aside, majority of the money is going to tuition. Yep, I'm broke mommy based on keeping kids educated, but that's okay. That's what we're here for, right? Then I can see how much or what percentage I spend on groceries, gas, etc. I kind of like seeing that. The other is a spending overview. It shows me, hey, expenses versus fixed bills, you know, what my balance looks like this pay period. And then lastly, where the money that I've budgeted versus actual, I can do those cute real-time comparisons on whether or not I'm meeting my goals there. So those are some of the other cute features that I do like about this particular software. As long as you use it correctly, you'll get the right numbers and things can work out for you. In this exercise, I did just put down all of things that were due and I said it was paid at the same time. I'll have another video where I'll go into depth on how these numbers in the actual line under flexible spending can actually come from this expense tracker and it transposes over to the other side. But I'll save that for another video. So I based this particular income, this 2-week period, on as if I didn't know overtime. Well, my next paycheck is a bonus check. Everybody knows about those months when you get 3 paychecks in a month. So a lot of my deductions are not going to come out of that check. Number 2, I got call shift twice unexpectedly. You know, you put yourself down for call and you hope they don't call. Well, they called me both times and I stayed extra. So that next paycheck is going to be a lot bigger. I will have more dollars that I will have to allot to my sinking funds and to my debt pay down. So I am actually looking forward to the next 2 weeks when we come back together where I show you how I budget that larger paycheck, because we don't ever want to get a larger paycheck and not do a zero-based budget and wind up not knowing where all that money went. There's no more of a worse feeling than not knowing where a lot of money went when you get some. So I want you guys to come back when I have even more money, hopefully. And we can identify where I have to spend these dollars. And hopefully we're going to see more go to our sinking fund in our next video. So please like and subscribe, and of course share with your friends, and come back where we can do more budget fun together. I'm going to be doing some cash stuffing in my next video, and come back for my next budget video. And who knows, maybe I'll get some crafting done in between. All right, take care. Thanks for joining.